Last time on SV Sparklemuffin. I get a shiny new anchor. With the help of friends, Sparklemuffin gets her name duly documented with the deities of the deep.
Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. We'll beat again.
Cheers. Cheers.
Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. For my mind and my brain. 'Cause I try to fly.
She also gets her nose stuffed with 250 feet of fluffy new chain.
My dream is to fly over the rainbow so high. My dream is to fly over the rainbow. My dream is to fly over the rainbow so high. My dream is to fly over the rainbow so high.
I've been thinking about what to do to cut away the rigging if the mast comes down for any reason, and there's a danger of the mast or a piece of the spars puncturing a hole into the hull. For my birthday, I went with my parents to Harbor Freight Tools to look at bolt cutters. The thing was like huge, tall, super heavy. Just didn't seem like it was going to work. As a compromise, we decided to get these and try it. These are cable cutters. We also got a piece of steel wire rope that is the same size as the thickest one that I would need to cut. With a lot of effort, it managed to get about, a third of the way through. Also did some pretty gnarly damage to the tool itself. So today I just received these from Germany. These are ratcheting wire cutters. Bought at KS10, made in Germany. I'm probably mispronouncing it. These were my birthday gift from my parents, so thanks Mom and Dad, and let's give this a try. I don't have proper safety goggles with me here, so I'm going to use my sunglasses. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
12. Alright.
The cut is clean, and the tool unsullied.
Pretty awesome. Looks like that's gonna work.
This is a beast of an emergency manual bilge pump. It's an Edson, pumps 30 gallons per minute. An absolute monster of a pump. So the idea is you stand here on this wooden board and pump back and forth. And allegedly, each cycle is 1 gallon worth. I was inspired to obtain this pump after reading Rescue in the Pacific by Tony Farrington, which grippingly captures the events of the 1994 Queen's birthday storm in New Zealand. The recountings of the surviving participants nailed home the vital importance of being able to rapidly move water out of the boat. This pump does come with some assembly required. The handle is solid metal and just itself weighs a whopping 9 pounds. I practice using it to fight off pirates. Here's the final product with the hose running from deep in the bilge to outside. Space is at a super premium on a small vessel, and it's not an easy decision to bring on something relatively large that I hope to never use. But there's peace of mind knowing it's there, should its services one day need to be called upon. Back out on the water with able seaman Bill, Ian, and Gwen. I've been doing a lot of work recently to prepare for our first trip under the Golden Gate Bridge and outside the San Francisco Bay. Today's sail is to test out the things I've been working on. First up is testing the changes to reefing. Reefing is the process of reducing sail when it gets windy. I also installed a new AIS transceiver and a tablet to use in the cockpit as a chart plotter and AIS display. AIS is a system that ships use to communicate position, speed, and heading information to each other, which is useful as a tool for avoiding collisions. It's one of the best ways for a small vessel to be visible to large container ships and the like.
Gulf reliance again.
The initial settings I chose were a tad on the sensitive side, and the alarm kept going off. It's an art tuning the sensitivity to balance being notified of potential collisions and simply being a nuisance in a crowded area like San Francisco Bay.
I just finished reading that book on the El Faro tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. He did rely on data that was somewhat dated, but as it turns out, it was 9, 10 hours old.
Yeah.
And you gotta be a lot more current when you're skipping around a hurricane. And 33 mariners, Davies Locker. I mean, this just happened.
I'm gonna see if I can get some kind of like colorful sails going.
Yeah, well, or at least a
Spinnaker.
Yeah.
Or spark, you can get spark.
Yeah, with like sequins and stuff.
Spark is a spinnaker.
Well, definitely.
A sparkler, not a spinnaker.
Another new addition is this here boom brake. After a metric crap ton of research, I decided on the Walder boom brake. I was blown away by how well it worked and consider this one of the best improvements I've made so far. Running is when a sailboat is sailing downwind, where you're one wrong move or wind shift away from the boom swinging violently from one side to the other. As a result, running is usually a bit stressful, but the boom brake completely eliminated the stress of running. The boom brake is also a fantastic safety tool for locking down the boom before going forward on deck. And now for an intimate portrait of the local marina waterfowl. This guy likes to strut around with his wings out like he owns the place. This is my favorite Bodie Birdie Buddy. He likes to perch on the trimaran parked next door, but is very shy and elusive, and likes to play hard to get. Have some of the marina sailboats been hit by a shrink ray? No, silly. It's a radio-controlled sailboat race. By the way, you should always make shrink rays in pairs so that you can use them to shrink each other and make them portable. Take just a second to hit the subscribe button now, because I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers, and just a simple click from you actually makes a huge difference. Thank you.